Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler 2 with me, Morehead 37. So, we're up here at KADG. You can see that's Lawrence County. I believe it's Lawrence County. It's kind of hidden there. I can't remember. Adrian, that's right. And I just accepted this job, the seafood job, going down to I-32, which is down in Morehead, Kentucky, not too far from Huntington. And I guess in the next... I'll not record now. I'll fly up here to Flemingsburg, and then we'll get ready and I'll film that going back to Huntington. This is a long flight, though, 226 miles. It's long because of how much this weighs, 843, so it's actually over what we can technically do. We just have to go down on the fuel a little bit. Because you can see 85 miles. Yeah, it only goes about 88, so... we need 110 to get basically halfway. Although we can fly further than what that says. We talked about that last episode because I throttled down and everything, so we can actually go further. I have prepared. We might fly, if we can, to KSGH. That is Springfield, Springfield Municipal. I was gonna originally go to Dayton, but Springfield is a little bit closer. We might also get down here to Wilmington, KILN, and then if we have to fuel up to get the rest of the way. So who knows, we might have a pit stop in the middle of it. There is no chart for Morehead. It's just a small little airport. As you can see, most of the wind is coming from the north. So we're going to take off on runway 23 down this way. Or wait, did I set up? I think we are for 23. And there's not a lot of wind indicators around here. You see, one comes from the south, but then others from the north. That's from the south and from the west. So it's kind of ridiculous. So I plan to come down here and land on runway 5. That would make the most sense. Since I guess technically, well, there's one's coming from the south, a little bit from the west, I don't know. So we'll do that. It seems like the wind is changing, because I just updated this a second ago, and it was actually, had it set up to go to runway 23. I don't know. We'll go for runway 23, though. Alright. Go ahead and fly this now. So yeah, it says we can only get like 88 miles. I think we can obviously get further than that. We might be able to get the whole way, probably not the whole way, but close to it. Alright, purchased a whole whopping 2 pounds of fuel. VFR, we're going to go to 6,500. And we'll go to 12 p.m., 12:07. Alright, last position. Alright, let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are at the plane. It did, in fact, put us right where we were. Which we have to do a little pushback. Might as well take the parking brake off, go ahead and have us pushed back a little bit before we start this thing up. I don't know if Opus is working. When I started this up, all of a sudden it asked me about FSX and whether or not I should allow it in the Windows Firewall, which is weird because I don't have Windows Firewall going. It's AVG, so it's kind of weird. Stop the pushback right there. We'll go ahead and put the parking brake on. Alright, come started up, so I'm not going to prime it. I think this one came started up. I had a little problem getting over here. I had set it back to so Air Hauler would start up FSX on its own again. So it took me a second to get over here. Alright. The parking brake is on. Throttle, we'll open that up with a 1/4 of an inch. Reset it. Make sure there's an auto cutoff. Propeller area is clear. Master switch, will turn it on. We'll turn our beacon on as well. Alright. There, get a little bit of fuel here. Start her up. go. We'll move this back to about 40% or so. I'll throttle back a little bit. Alright. Move it up just a little bit. She almost sounds like she's gonna stall again. Alright, oil pressure is in the green, as is the temperature. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the nav lights. And we'll check the electrical system. Master switch goes off. Taxi and landing lights come on. Reduce that to idle. See the ammeter right there. See it drop down. And now we increase this to 1500. You can see the ammeter come back up as we go up to 1500. I didn't check earlier about the low voltage, but everything looks good. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn the landing and the taxi lights off. I'll turn the pitot heat on. The avionics master switch can come on as well. Turn on all of our electronics. And we're going to go ahead and set this to 6500. Low fuel. Oh, shoot. You know what? I need to check that because I didn't write that down, how much we should have. Radios are on, flaps are retracted, so let me pause for a second because I didn't write that down. So I'll go and check. It's probably the same as what we have in, but let me check that real quick. Be right back. Alright, everybody, I'm back. I can't check it. I forgot you can't actually check it. Let me go and turn the headphones on. So I think we'll probably just leave it. 9 gallons. Man, a day. I wonder how long it's going to take us. I can't tell us yet. Yeah, you can't get back to where it says how much fuel is in the tanks, but the A to A leaves off basically where you, or starts up where you left off. So I'm going to go ahead and trust that's fine. Sorry about the dog barking. All right, we can't. There's going to be no tower, obviously. We're all set up for runway 23. Now we're going to have to cancel this after we get clearance.
Cessna, November 7274, Hotel, IFR to India 32, ready to copy.
Alright, let's switch that over to GPS, by the way.
7274, Hotel is cleared to India 32. Airport is filed. Climb and maintain 6,500. Departure frequency is 134.35. Squawk 1022. Clearance for 30 minutes from now.
Alright, we'll acknowledge that.
November 7274,
We're going to switch here in a second, and then I'll cancel it.
As filed. Climb and maintain 6,000.
I think we might have to get up in the air actually before we cancel it.
134.35, squawk 1022. Clearance void 30 minutes from now. Cessna 74 Hotel. Reback is correct.
Alright, we'll turn over here to traffic. Let's back over to 1200. I can't. Yeah, you just hit VFR. Select a runway for takeoff. We're going on 23. And I'll start taxiing to it.
Alpha Delta Golf traffic. Cessna,
and I'll go ahead and turn on the taxi light.
Hotel is taxiing to runway 23.
Parking brake is off. Now I wonder. Hopefully we can get halfway there. If we can just get to Springfield, I would be happy. Taxi and takeoff. I remember how to get out of here. Yeah, over this way. Wait, let me check out one thing. So we go here. Oh, right over here. I think. Yeah, that should be good. Alright, so now we'll get over there. Turn. I guess I could have gone the other way. I don't know. get on out of here. Go back a little on the throttle. We'll cut over to the left. I don't know, it kind of seems like you should... The heading would be more, I don't know, to the right instead of up so much. Go over here and get on out of here. Like I said, I don't know if Opus is working or not. And the time doesn't seem right. I said 12, but it seems awfully dark. Although the sun's, I don't know. Feels kind of awkward. So I screwed something up when I was setting the time. I'm going to go ahead and put the flaps out. I'm going to put 2 notches of flaps since we are pretty heavy. Although we don't have much fuel, so we can't be that heavy. And you know what? We probably should just go ahead and set this thing up for Springfield, quite honestly. KSGH on the GPS there. Just stop right here. Bring this up. And let me see if I can remember. Whoops. Can I type that in? KSGH Springfield, Ohio. That's what I want. Activate that. Just 122 miles to that one. Alright, let's go ahead and do our run up. Alright, get the procedures out here, make sure I do it right. Parking brake is set. Don't care about the seats or everything. Flight controls. Everything is good. Free and clear. Rudder pedals. Everything is good. Flight instruments. Let's see. That's all set up. We're set for 6500. We're on GPS. Everything is good. Let's check our fuel quantity. We already looked at that, really. 5 and 4, so we got 9 gallons. Mixture goes full rich. The fuel selector valve is in both. We'll take that back away. Up to 1800. And we're a little over it. There we go. Check the mags. Alright, that looks good. Vacuum gauge, just barely in the green, as always. Ammeter is good. Nothing enunciator panel except the low fuel, but we already knew that. So we can move this back down to about 1,000 or less. There we go. Okay, strobe lights, landing lights. Radios and avionics are all set. We're in GPS for the autopilot. Elevator trim, we're set for takeoff. The flaps are out. They are good. Let me get on the radios here and holler that we're heading out to the south.
Kilo Alpha Delta Golf Traffic Cessna November 7274 Hotel. Taking
Going out this way.
23, departure to the south.
Guess we'll get tucked down like that. No one this way. Parking brake is off. Let's go ahead and get on out of here. Yeah, I don't see any way with 9 gallons of fuel that we can go 200 miles, especially being this heavy, because we are a fully loaded aircraft. Alright. Let's go ahead and start advancing the throttle. Push forward on the stick. Whoa. And a little left there. Just pushing me left. There's 55. Let's go ahead and get up in the air. Set the flaps to 10. Nice steady climb. Alright, Alright, air hauler does have this. We'll start swinging out to the left here. Our airspeed's dropping. So put the nose down a little bit. Easy there, plane. Alright, fully retracting the flaps. Bring the nose up a little bit more now. Get rid of that drag. We go ahead and cancel our IFR.
Toledo departure, Cessna, November 7274, Hotel, is climbing through 1,400 for 6,500. Cessna, November 7274, Hotel, Toledo departure, roger, altimeter
3012.
Cessna 74, Hotel, reset transponder, squawk 10.
No.
Cessna 74,
No.
Hotel, turn right heading 185, resume all navigation, climb and maintain 6,500. Turn right.
They told me to reset. I've never heard them say reset your transponder.
Maintain 6,500. Cessna 74 Hotel. Toledo departure. Cessna.
They didn't reset it
Hotel.
either. I'm
Cancel
very happy
IFR
about
at
that.
this time. Cessna 74 Hotel. Understand cancel IFR. Please confirm.
Confirm that?
Affirmative. Cancel IFR. Cessna 74 Hotel. Cessna 74 Hotel. IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved.
Alright, now we can stop messing with that. I hate that. It takes a while. Let's get this autopilot on. Set that over to nav. Vertical speed. 700 feet a minute. Arm it for the 6,500. We're at 2,400 now. Speed's okay. It's coming up a little bit. About 75 knots. Wow, sparse. There's everything. Put it it's all, extremely dense. It's a little town up here in Michigan. Alright, let me check my desired track here is 182. We'll see how far we make it. It says it's an hour and 21, of course. That's just to Springfield. 14 an hour. Of course, it'll be down around 6 or so once we get up to our altitude. And actually, now that we're coming up on 3,000, we can go ahead and start leaning it out. I think I usually warm up around 6 gallons an hour. So an hour and a half would be a little bit quicker than that. We got about 7, so we got about an hour's worth. Wow, are we gonna have to make 2 pit stops? I hope not. We'll see when we get up to our cruising altitude, because obviously that number will come down a little bit. But we don't cruise a whole lot faster than this. Tell you what, let's go ahead and start speeding it up a little bit. I'll wait until we get up to cruising altitude to go to 4x just so we can figure out about what we're gonna do. Go ahead and move that to 70. That down to 600. 4,300 feet. So I'm going to move this up to a little bit more, and I'll put that at 65. So it's already coming down. Oh, and I don't know if I showed you. I don't know if I showed you all Springfield. Springfield If we come in there, we'll use the ILS for runway 24. So at least we will have ILS when we get in there. I'll move this to about 50. And that 6500 will be around 40% on the mixture. And we'll throttle back. Got 1,000 feet to go. Move that up to 4x. We'll see how long it's going to take. How much fuel we got. You can see that it is just over halfway, which is great. I mean, this is kind of a crazy flight. Alright, move this to 40. So right there is 9. Now I'm going to go ahead and throttle back. We're a lot faster than normal, but that's because I have to throttle back, I guess. Right about there, we got exactly an hour. We're using 7 gallons an hour. And we have 3 and 7. Oh my god, it's right on it. Let's check our temperature. It probably won't be set yet. Maybe I can get our mixture down a little bit more. 1476. It did go up. 1477. 1478. It's probably about where we're gonna be. If we can just get this. Alright, it's down to 6.7. So I'm going to leave it right about there. That mixture is right where we want it. That came down to 77, so we're about right where we want it. So we're at 4x. Got about 58 minutes to get there, but this is going to be close. But, alright, we're at 4x, so I'll go ahead and be back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody, slowing it down here. Looks like we're going to have plenty of fuel. Just, let's see, say about a quarter of an hour or so. We need about 2 gallons, and I think we've got well over that. That's 2 right there, so we got 5, so we're good. We won't run out of fuel. Halfway mark, we were looking, just kind of getting suspicious again, but now that we're closer, you can see we are going to make it. We're 21 miles out, still at 6,500 feet. And we'll go ahead and select our approach for the ILS for 24. Vectors, load that. Now, I'm going to use my heading right here. I'm going to switch over to that. Go ahead and activate the approach. Because we're not going to mess around too much. We're going to, you can see it's probably 24, so we can come out to the left just a little bit and slide right on in. So we'll go to the left just a little. It's 240 will be our runway heading. Let me check this. The ILS is 111.3. Oops, 111.3. Move that over. Alright, 111.3, so we're good there. 17 miles out, let's go on down to about 3,000 feet. Actually, let's make it 2,600. Arm it for the altitude. Wait. Let's go 500 feet a minute. Arm the altitude. I'm not sure what I hit there. A second ago. Might have to come out to the left a little bit more. We shall see. I'll actually put it to the left just a little bit. I wonder if that's Dayton over there. Here's our approach right here. I'm not going to go clear out to the approach. To burn as little fuel as possible. In fact, we can pull up the throttle just a little bit, save ourselves a little bit as well. Although, like I say, we should have into 6 minutes, and we got what, 4 or 5 gallons? 4 gallons. Wait, was that 3? Yeah, we got 5 gallons. We're good. Although we are going to have to start using more on our descent. We're going to have to enrich in that mixture. But still, yeah, we should have plenty. But I will run it a little lean until we get down a little further. But this is just over halfway, so we should be good. We'll just make the one pit stop. So I'm happy about that. It's just going to make a longer video. I'll be happy once we get down to Morehead. The pay is so good though. I mean, over 8 grand-ish? Around 8 grand is what we're paying, so that's really good. See, this thing gets, if there's any wind, man, this thing really gets rocking right and left. You gotta go at normal speed to get her straightened out. I'll move that down to 2,400 since we're not going all that far out. That looks like that might be it right there. Alright, back to 2x now. She's straightened out. 7 miles away from, what is it, looks like Omi that they're taking us to. Sounds like there's some thunder there in the background. You can hear the engine starving. Can't tell if that's going to be the runway or what. Yeah, there's definitely some thunder going on. It's at 9 an hour. I saw the flash. 1,000 feet to go on that descent. We are high. Set that to 2,200. I might want to take it down to 2,000. I don't know how. I didn't hit that back one. Increase our vertical speed. Alright, we're at normal. That's what I was trying to get to. 700 right there. We're at full rich. We're probably not going to even use the ILS, to be quite honest. Slow ourselves down. Because we're going to come in so close. What's the point of the ILS as close as we are? Cut back here. I just feel like we're too daggone high. So we're coming in a little bit closer than I thought. Get rid of that. This is not as big an airport as I thought. I thought this was going to be much bigger, to be quite honest. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the autopilot. Start heading over here. I should have set this heading first. 240. I hate this because I'm kind of blind. Here we are. And I'm guessing there's a tower there, so I haven't talked to anyone. It looked like it was a fairly bigger airport. Right on the glide slope. Flaps are coming out. A little high from that bump. Get this thing trimmed down. There we go. That's a little bit better. She was really fighting me. Yeah, we're right on the edge right here. Second notch. Alright, we're at full flaps now. That nose really wants to come up. I'm trying to trim her.
Minimum.
A bit better. Everything looks good. We're barely fast, but not too bad. Off to the left a little bit. I feel like she wants to keep going up.
$50, $40, $30, $20.
Whoa. See that little balloon right
10.
there? Was it trying to do that? Smooth, it says. I think there is a tower. You can see it right over to the right. Once we hit about 20 feet, you see it. I don't know if you saw me pop the daggone nose up. All in all, it felt pretty good. Alright, sweet. Didn't even use the brakes or anything. What did they say? Owner's landing. Flaps are being retracted. Alright, I'm happy with that. Stop recording. Somehow, the last one, I didn't get to do a replay. Something screwed up on the last one. Last flight. Last episode. Alright. Fuel heat can go off. Strobe and landing lights, you can go off as well. Everything else stays on. We'll find a place to park. I don't really care where they say to park. We're just kind of doing this on our own. Probably give us some horrible place anyway. Springfield, Ohio. I'm not familiar with that. I've heard of a lot of places in Ohio. I've never heard of Springfield. We need to actually stop for 1 second. Let's see if we can... I'm sure there's probably going to be places like, oh, there's the fuel pump. I'm guessing over there. Yeah, we'll come over right over here. Alright, that's good. We'll take this taxiway right over to the right. Get on over there. Very nice. Not too far away for us to go. A taxi line... I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off. I don't know if you're actually supposed to follow it. Like, why can't I just turn right here? Why do I have to go clear over there and follow the taxi line to get to this way? Maybe if you're a big plane or something, I don't know. Yeah, right on down here. Seemed like a decent landing. Wasn't great or anything, but anytime you don't do any damage to it, I'm pretty happy with that. I really wonder how well I would land on those little grass strips with this plane. I don't know that it would be a ton different than the default, although I do think the default is easier. Even though I was having problems with it the last few times we were using it, I don't know what was going on. And that was not on grass strips, that was around regular asphalt strip, airports. Take a left right here, we'll go over to our parking area. I'm trying to pull back on the throttle, slow her down, but it doesn't seem to be working. But hey, we got here and didn't run out of fuel. That's a plus. And like I say, we're over halfway, so the next part should be easy. At least we won't have to worry about anything. Alright, we'll stop right here. Parking brake is on. Alright, taxi light, you can come off. Securing the airplane. Parking brake is set. All the electrical equipment comes off. I never turn that on. I don't know why I always forget the transponder so many times. Because I'm not used to setting it or using it. Alright, so that's all off. The avionics master switch can come off. Alright, she's all shut down. Do we really need some? I don't know how. I guess that was just for if you look outside. Controllers locked. Take the headphones off. Yeah, and let's go over to air hauler real quick. Cargo, fuel, and unloading. Alright, so we're full again. Alright, I'm going to finish this because I want to save it, because I want to back out of FSX. Because it's been, I had to switch between it several times, especially at the beginning. I don't want it to crash. And when we get back, well, if you want to look at this real quick, Took off at 12:14, landed at 1:27, hour and 12 minutes. Takeoff fuel 49, touchdown 26. We only used 23 pounds of fuel. All right, max altitude 65.15, max pitch negative 14.4, max roll 12.56. Our maximum speed was 119.4 knots. Minimum G 0.6. Minimum G's exceeded 0. Max G is 1.32. Max G's exceeded 0. Stall false. Overspeed false. Landing description smooth. Gear down true. Asphalt. Surface. No damage to the surface. The runway. No damage to the plane. Came down at 98.9 feet a minute. That's a lot better. Landing speed 43.1 knots. Landing pitch negative 7.6. Landing roll 0.76. Landing heading 237. Landing wind speed 3. Landing wind direction 267. Alright, so now we're down here. So I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and save this thing, show the replay of that landing, and we'll meet back up at the plane. Alright everybody, here we are back at the plane. Now, she's not going to have the correct amount of fuel. Now I'm thinking about it. Put the headphones back on. Because I just fueled her back up. Wait, because I just fueled it back up, so I don't know how much fuel. Let me go back. I'm going to have to probably restart air hauler, but we need to figure out the fuel, so be right back. Alright, here we are. Need about 9 gallons. A little high with that one. Is that 5 and 4? That should be about right. Should be around 9 gallons. Alright. So hopefully we are good. I had to do it by, it said we had, I think, 53 pounds of fuel, and avgas weighs about 6 pounds gallon. So that's how I came up with 9 there. Alright. So let's get her started up here. That yoke. She came started up, of course. So move that throttle about a 1/4 inch. Parking brake is on. Master switch should come on. Beacon is on. Nav, you come on. Yep, gotta give her a little bit of fuel there. I'll make sure. And back her out. Oh. How about we put it at 35, save ourselves just a few drops. Alright, so the nav light is on. Oil pressure is in the green. Temperature is in the green. Navigation lights are on. The throttle just up just a little bit. Keep her going. Alright, so master switch should come off. Landing taxi lights on. Actually, engine RPM goes to idle. Now the master switch comes on. Should get a low voltage. There we go. Up to about 1500. Amateur is gone up, and she's really clanking, isn't she? Alright, let's move this down. Landing taxi lights can go off. Back the throttle down. Alright, avionics on. Alright, the radios are on, the flaps are retracted. I want to go ahead and turn on the pitot heat. Springfield ground. I hope they don't give us some other runway. Who knows?
Springfield ground, Cessna, November 7274 Hotel, IFR to India 32, ready to copy.
Oh, by the way, back to 6500.
7274 Hotel, cleared to India 32. Airport file. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 6,500. Departure frequency is 118.85. Squawk 0105.
Alright, we'll read it back.
Cessna, November 7274 Hotel, cleared to India 32, airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and
Got
maintain
that 6600. Get down there. There we go.
Departure on 118.85, squawk 0105.
Read that to GPS.
Hotel, read back is correct. Contact ground on 121.7 when ready to taxi.
Back to VFR.
Springfield ground, Cessna, November 7274 Hotel with Papa, ready to taxi IFR.
Cessna, November 7274.
Oh, they're going to make us go to the other end.
Hold short of runway 6 via taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 120.7 when ready.
So that's one reason I don't like using that tower either. Alright, acknowledge that
Taxi,
clearance.
hold short, runway
This one
6
turn off progressive
via
taxi.
taxiway Alpha, Cessna,
Taxi light
74
comes
Hotel.
on. Got this equipment right next to us. That's kind of annoying. I did turn on the taxi light, right? Yes. Cancel the IFR.
Springfield ground, Cessna 74 Hotel, would like to cancel IFR.
Bring up the power so I can pump the brakes.
IFR flight plan is canceled.
Air 2's got us.
Runway and request VFR departure from tower.
Alright, now bring back the power. Alright, so we'll go down a little ways. See, that's why I didn't want to have to taxi on down there. I don't know how... You won't have to go all that far. You can see the runway right there. So I'm definitely not going all the way over there. Alright. Now we're all set up. Man, I got all kinds of stuff going on around it, it feels like. Yeah, because the end of the runway is right there. We won't have to go down too far. I just hate that it tells me a different runway. Don't like using any more fuel than we already have to. Trying to steer with my left hand while I set this stuff up. That's pretty good right there. Alright. Now I can concentrate. Yeah, just 104 miles, so a little bit less than this flight. Although we have to go down to the other side of the airport, other end of the airport, or to come back on runway 5. So a little bit more. But we landed with plenty of fuel. Plenty of fuel on this one, but more than what we needed. We're going right straight in front of us. So I'm only gonna follow this partially. I'm gonna turn left here, and that takes us over to the runway. I think that should be plenty of room. Should probably come out and check it once more. Put the parking brake on so I can get a better look. It's not much room, is it? Let's go to that one. If I go to that one, we'll for sure have enough. We can probably take off from here. I just want to make sure. Flaps are coming out. I'm just going to put them to 10. It's been alright. Give her a little bit more fuel here, or throttle I should say. Get her moving. Alright, so Opus must be working. I don't know what was wrong last time, unless it was just truly clear skies. I hear that thunder, but I mean it doesn't look bad anyway. I don't see any storm clouds or anything. Maybe it's just some of that summertime stuff. I don't know if we've flown in the rain with this plane at all. Not that it would make any difference. It might make it a little bit... They probably have sounds for it. They have sounds for everything, it seems. Like if you open up the door... Kind of cool. Once, when I was about to do a replay, when I started flying this thing, I got it started up and I was about to do it, and I heard this crazy sound. I was like, what in the world is going on? Like, this plane sounds like it's broken. And I realized I was sitting there with the engine running and the door open. I was like, oh, that's what it is. The door's open. Alright, you can see that taxiway up there. That's where we're headed. Springfield, Ohio. Like I say, I have never heard of this place before, ever. Originally, I thought maybe it's Springfield, Illinois, but I thought it was a little too far to the east since it was over near Dayton, Ohio. "104 miles. At this pace, it will be there in 9 hours. 9 seconds. 15 seconds. 16. 14. 13. Oh, we're getting closer and closer and closer. Why don't we just go like this? Although we're headed west. Southwest. Alright. Come over here and do our run up, then we'll get on out of here. Some taxis off, and up the tower. Oh, there we go. South?
Springfield Tower, Cessna, November 7274 Hotel, ready for south departure at runway 6. Cessna, November 7274 Hotel, cleared for takeoff, runway 6, departure to the south approach.
Alright, acknowledge that. I shouldn't have asked him yet. Parking brake is on.
Cessna 74 Hotel.
Alright, parking brake is on. Let's do our run up. Seats and all that good stuff. Flight instruments. Bring this up. All good. Rudder pedals good. Get that back off. Flight instruments, we're at 6,500. Everything looks like it's set. GPS. Heading, everything is good. Fuel quantity, should be around 5 and 4. 4, and that one's 5. It's good. Mixture, rich. Fuel selector valve is in both. Alright, move this up to 1,800 RPMs. Alright, I think we're good. Vacuum gauge, just barely in the green. Ammeter is good. Nothing in the enunciator panel except for the low fuel, which we already know. Back to about 1,000 or less. Strobe lights on. Landing lights also on. Elevator, we're trimmed for takeoff. Flaps are out to 10. Let's make sure no one is coming. Alright, we're good. Bring back the yoke. Alright. Parking brake is off. Let's move out here. We're ready to get on out of here. Alright. Advancing the throttle. We're at about 55 knots. Up we come. 65 knots, retracting the flaps. Nice and steady. Trim that nose down. Alright, let's go ahead and head on over to the right here. Head on down to Morehead. I'll actually go past Morehead here in a couple days. If I'm going down to Lexington, Kentucky. I got notified I passed all my background checks and everything, so I got my job. Just gotta find a place to live. I have family, but they're like 45 minutes away, and that's like an hour and a half, and that's on the interstate. I want to drive an hour and a half on the interstate every day, getting to work and back. But eat up a ton of fuel on the interstate. My car. Set the headings about right here. We could just go ahead and hit it into nav. I just don't like it going flying over there, but we're close, so I'll go ahead and hit nav. Have her start climbing here. Put that in vertical speed. Do that to 700 feet a minute. Power it for the altitude. Let's see what she says here. An hour. Got enough fuel for that. 102 miles, not too bad. That's what our last several flights, a lot of our flights have been around 100 miles or so. She looks good. Coming up on 2,500 feet. Take a look outside. Springfield, Ohio. Looks like a pretty big area, really. All around it. There's not a whole lot over here. It looks pretty big. Oh, that's another airport. That's got to be Dayton. I'm pretty sure that's Dayton. Not for sure, but I think it is Dayton. Coming up on 3,000, I'm going to go ahead and put this to 90.
Cessna 7 Fort Hotel, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Thank you, sir. Oh, and that reminds me. That goes on. Make sure I got that on. Yes. Alright, 80 knots. Bring that up so everyone can see. I'm going to go ahead and speed her up, everybody. And I will be back in just a bit. Alright, everybody's slowing her down here. 20 miles out, we're up here at 6,500 feet. Now, there is no chart or anything, so we're just going to use our brains here. Let's see, the airport elevation, I don't know if I showed you all that. It's 843 feet, so I'm going to take, let's say, go down to 2,800. Close to 2,000 feet above. Switch that to vertical speed, come down 400 feet a minute. Armor, come on, it did that last time. Vertical speed, 400. I think I'm hitting, maybe I hit that button again. Arm it for the altitude. Alright, 18 miles out. It's going to be runway 5, heading is 005 degrees. I don't know if, yeah, I didn't figure we'd have anything in there. So 23 would have been closer, but we'll fly in and go on around. In fact, I might as well go ahead and speed her on up. Hit 4x. We got plenty of fuel. Let's see. 3 gallons and 3 gallons, so 6 gallons. So we're all good. It's 14 miles out. I think there's looks kind of look like an airfield right there. That would look like the right directions as well. So we're coming up on 5,000 feet here. Hearing the engine picking up there as we enrich the mixture. Yeah, that's going to be it. 5 and 23 right there. It's going to be a tiny little airport. Well, I don't know about the runway. I don't know how short it is. I can't remember off the top of my head. I-32, Morehead, Rowan County. Select the runway for landing. We're going on 5. Full stop landing. And that's our position.
32, traffic, Cessna, November 727.
And now we can speed her up again. We'll go to 2x.
North 4,500, inbound to land.
So we got about 2,000 feet to go. We'll make our approach. We'll speed up the descent a little bit. We'll go to 500 feet a minute. Coming up on 4,000 feet, so we need to enrich the mixture some more. Put up around 80, 85%. There we go. 1,400 feet to go. What did I set for 2,800? So 1,000 feet to go. I'm thinking 2,800 might be a little high. We might want to go down actually to 2,500. We're not going to go all that far out for our approach. There's no need to. Pull back on the throttle a little bit. Now 1,000 feet to go. There she is. Can't even hardly really see the runway just yet. Go ahead and make our turn. Gotta switch over to heading. That helps. I wonder if I wrote down the right heading because it's not making sense to me. So I've got it written as 05. There she is. I looked at a picture. I was able to find a picture of it. It's just a narrow little runway. Alright, we're below 3,000. I'm going to go ahead and put that full rich. Got 300 feet to go. Is there another airport over here? No. There she is. I don't know what lake that is. It's not Cave Run. It could be Cave. There shouldn't be. Cave Run is like I used to take my jet ski to all the time when I was in college. Alright, we've reached our altitude. Still feels to me like we're a little bit high. Turn it over to vertical speed. Go 300 feet a minute down to 2,200. Shoot, I forgot to say downwind leg.
32 traffic. Cessna November 7274 Hotel is on downwind runway 5.
Probably go ahead and cut on over. It's 140. I think it's because I think I wrote it down 005. I think it's 050 now that I think about it. That's why things weren't making sense to me.
India 32 traffic. Cessna November 7274 Hotel is on base runway 5.
Alright, 050. I think we might be a little early. We'll see. I'm going to cut off the autopilot here in just a second anyway. Get rid of that GPS. Hopefully we haven't cut it too close. Nah, we're a little high though. Autopilot's coming off. That was my fear, that we weren't going to get down enough time. Let me go ahead and pull out the flaps. Whoa, see, and then the trim wheel, and then all of a sudden she really kicks in. Flaps to 20. Now so we're on final.
Traffic. Cessna November 7274 Hotel is on final runway 5
flaps.
to land.
Alright, so we don't have any PAPI lights or VASI lights or anything. Last time, I think that we had it like this was a Raleigh-Durham or something. We screwed it up.
500.
That's not good. We're still a little high. We're right around the speed we want to be at. We're just a little high.
Minimums.
Go left here.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Whoa. Whoa. Nose.
10.
That one came down a little hard. That wasn't very good. Luckily it said it was okay. Hard on the brakes, because our place is right here. Yeah, the vertical speed on the way we were coming down, we're coming down too fast, which was kind of obvious. I mean, we just got too high. Get my hands back on this. Trying to do too many things at once. Stop. At least we didn't do any damage to it, but yeah, just as you can see, when we come in too high, we've had that happen many a times. Like at Raleigh-Durham, we got too high, and then all of a sudden I got too low. So I didn't make that same mistake here. We just kept it a little high. Alright. That's strobe landing. Should have turned them off, but once we got off the runway, once that we're clear,
India 32, traffic,
taxi light can go
Cessna,
off.
November 7274 Hotel is clear of the runway.
Turn that off. Alright. Heat will come off as well. Cut that. Nav, beacon, avionics master switch. Get this off as well. I wonder what condition of our plane is in. Not great shape. Just wondering. Alright, let's go over to air hauler and get paid. Unload the seafood. Job complete. There is no cargo, it just says it. Alright, took off at 1:11, landed at 2:15, hour and 3 minutes. Takeoff fuel 52, landed with 32, so only used 20 pounds. It's only a little over 3 gallons. Max altitude 6,514 feet. Max pitch negative 12.56. Max roll negative 19.4. Max speed 119.5 knots. Minimum G 0.69. Minimum G's exceeded 0. Max G's 1.57. Max G's exceeded 0. Stall false. Overspeed false. Landing description true. Or okay. Landing gear down was true. Landing on asphalt. No surface damage. No damage to the plane. Yeah, it came down. That was like almost twice as hard as last time. Came down 186.37 feet a minute at 40.5 knots. Landing pitch was negative 8.4. Landing roll 3.0. Landing heading 49.3 degrees. Landing wind speed 2. Landing wind direction 349. Alright, let's check a look at the info here. Up to 32.7 reputation log. So we moved up 1 point and 0.4 overall. Happy about that. Financials still looking good. 71,000, man. We're climbing. We're climbing. Oh, and I wanted to show you one other thing. Draw the airports. Where's Cincinnati? KCVG. You'll notice that the mission isn't totally complete. KCVG. Supply clothing. See, it still says 23, so we haven't totally... I guess we need to sometime take 23 pounds of clothes. Kind of a wasteful, but we'll get paid for that sometime. We'll do that sometime. I'm not going to go out of my way to do it, but if we're ever going towards it in the vicinity or something, we can... we have to have clothes as well. Textiles to Huntington to make the clothes. But here's going to be our next flight from Flemingsburg. Because that pays $5,700. That's a really good flight, especially it's only 57 miles. So I'm going to fly over there myself, and then I'll do the video of that coming back to Huntington. But it sets us up pretty nicely. Today's the 26th. We got 2 days before we make our payment of $13,900. So we should be sitting pretty. It will be about 76 grand, take away about 14, so we'll be sitting good. All right. Well, with all that, it's been a long episode. We had to do that pit stop. But that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.